What?
As this season began, the Chicago Bulls were reminded of their heroics of last spring, reminded of what's required to go all the way, the big moments, the sacrifice, the intensity that lead to the ultimate reward. Now they're determined to reassert their greatness. The Bulls are off to the best start in franchise history, and despite some off-court controversies, once they hit the floor, they've filled Chicago with holiday cheer. In Boston, what Coach Chris Ford wants for Christmas is a healthy team. If he gets it, he might make a run at title number 17. A few months ago, Larry Bird's career was in jeopardy, but off-season back surgery has revitalized him, and at times he's flashed that legendary form. But other injuries have hit the Celtics hard. D. Brown is out until February. Brian Shaw and Kevin McHale missed the early part of the season, and though each has since returned, they're not yet 100%. How long can Robert Parrish hold back the hands of time? And can Bird's back hold up over a full season? If the Celtics get the right answers to these questions, it could be Bird and Jordan in the Eastern Conference Finals.
This is the NBA on NBC. Tonight, a special Christmas edition. The Boston Celtics versus the Chicago Bulls.
No white Christmas in Chicago, unseasonably mild, still 33 degrees outside, up in the 40s earlier today. Festive atmosphere outside and in. Chicago Stadium is always rocking when the Bulls play, perhaps especially tonight, another national stage on Christmas night for the defending world champions. We'll be back with the introduction of the lineups. Everybody's into the spirit when we come back to Chicago Stadium in just a minute.
I keep seeing this new one. It looks outrageous if you're interested in those things, but like I said, I'm not. But it's as comfortable as a car, even drives like one. And the room, that's what really changed my mind. And the way it looks, the way it feels, and oh, the way it drives.
The 1992 Toyota Previa.
Like I said, for our family, it's perfect.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Toyota and their quality line of 1992 cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. By Head & Shoulders, because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And by Mylanta, the antacid doctors recommend most.
The defending champion Bulls have the NBA's best record at 20-4. They're 10-2 at home and the same away. The Celtics are 17-8, third best record in the league. The surprising Knicks are 17-7, but the Celtics are 12-2 at Boston Garden and just 5-6 on the road. This is always one of the best moments around the NBA. The time when Ray Clay takes to the microphone over the public address system in Chicago Stadium and introduces the starting lineups. Here's Ray Clay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Chicago Bulls welcome the world's greatest fans to the Chicago Stadium. Tonight's game is between the Boston Celtics and your Chicago Bulls. And now for tonight's lineups. First for the visiting Boston Celtics. At forward from Indiana State, 6'9", Larry Bird. 6'5" forward from Iowa, Kevin Gamble.
Skipper Steve Jones, Merry Christmas, my man.
Merry Christmas to you, Bob.
Regular season game, both these teams are going to make the playoffs in very good shape, so people might say, what's the significance besides a Christmas night of entertainment? But there is a basketball significance.
Well, there certainly is, Bob. This is a benchmark game for the Boston Celtics. They've got to prove to the Chicago Bulls that they can come in here Chicago Stadium and win a game. Earlier they lost big in Boston Garden, 132-113. The Celtics are a better team now. Chicago Bulls have been doing it with their defense. We'll see how it goes tonight.
In that earlier Chicago victory in Boston, Jordan had 44, Bird had 30. These teams split 4 games last year. They each won once on the other's home floor. But significantly, Phil Jackson's Bulls won by 30 here and by 20 in Boston. The Celtics won by 2 here on a Brian Shaw putback at the buzzer, and by 3 in double overtime at the Garden. As Larry Bird puts it, these guys, now establishing themselves as the league's best team following Detroit, scare me more, because with Detroit, although they were excellent, you could stay close to them because they weren't overwhelming offensively. You could hang around into the fourth quarter. With this team, if you let Michael and his mates get into their rhythm, they're going to blow you out. The Celtics can win a close game with the Bulls, but the Bulls could racehorse the Celtics right out of this building if things break the right way for them.
And what makes it even more damaging for the Celtics is that the Celtics like to run the ball. They don't do it the same way the Chicago Bulls do. They like to throw long passes to get easy transition buckets.
And the tip to Boston. Here is Bagley. Missed all of last year with a knee injury. Would have been their 4th guard or maybe cut out of training camp, but D. Brown and Brian Shaw were hurt. Harris can't hold on to it, and with the steal, it's Grant. Pippen to the front court. Paxson suffering with a bad back, doubtful until game time, but makes the start. Here's Grant. Got it over Bird for a 2-0 Bull lead. Paxson on Bagley. Lewis fakes Jordan and ties it at 2. Lewis will make Michael work at the defensive end. Jordan admits that early in Lewis's career he didn't respect him enough, and Reggie had some big nights against him. Gamble got Pippen on the drive.
You've seen a couple examples of what Chicago likes to do at the offensive end. They like to center that ball into the post and then get movement off the ball. This time they drop it into Stacey King. Good backdoor cut by Scottie Pippen, and he picks up the personal foul. First trip to the line, Gamble the personal.
As you see, the graph moving steadily up in virtually every department for Scottie Pippen. He is going to be so important for Chuck Daly on that Olympic squad defensively because he's so versatile. You can put him out on the guys like Oscar Schmidt of Brazil.
Forget the numbers, Bob. We know he's arrived because now he's got 2 earrings. Not 1, 2.
You'll see him on a Tony Kukoc on the Yugoslavian team. Bagley travels, trying to split the double team. See, and that's what they'll do to you, Chicago. They press after a made free throw. They either steal a ball from you or they delay you from getting into your offense. Instead of getting into your offense with 18 seconds or so on the shot clock, it might be 12 or 14. They really take you out of your rhythm.
They believe in their defense right now, and they force teams to make a lot of offensive mistakes. Boston's got to continue to challenge and play their game. Kevin Gamble.
Gamble off the glass.
The thing about the Bulls that they will let you in games because they like to play a pressing, aggressive game. You got to challenge them. Bagley with the rebound, and they've got to run the ball up the floor.
Grant swatted it away from behind, but Bird is there to cover up. Lewis with daylight. And the Celtics take a 6-3 lead. Bird on Grant finds Pippen.
Again, same play, picks the ball into post, give and go. Pippen is probably the beneficiary of most of those plays, and he's the most dangerous player when he gets the ball on the move, going in the direction of the hoop.
Bagley driving on Paxson. Pippen got a hand on it. Bagley recovers, and Jordan there to clear it. Jordan had been slumping, then scorched Atlanta for 37 on Saturday night. Shot 16 of 24. Before that, he misplaced his jumper and admitted he lost confidence in it. King spins into the lane. He's been a big offensive force for them, but that one didn't go down.
When they acquired Stacey King, they thought he might be a power forward, but the reality is he is a center as he was at Oklahoma, and he does his best job offensively in the middle. His scoring has fallen off because of some matchups. Parrish has never been a problem for him, so we'll probably see Stacey King get some opportunities here early.
Bill Cartwright with the broken left hand expected back here Saturday night against Sacramento.
But they've gotten a huge lift with King and Purdue as a combination in terms of production and rebounding to really fill that void.
There's Cartwright. Tied 6 with 9.5 to play in the first. Gamble on the drive. Stayed with it.
Gamble is one of those players that arrived late in his game, suffered for it. Last year he shot 60% most of the year. That is coming back to him now, getting back in game shape.
Pippen drills the 20-footer, and it's tied again at 8.
Now this is a luxury that Phil Jackson now has. Michael Jordan has not taken a shot. Scottie Pippen has kept the team in the game. And in the Atlanta game, Pippen had 37. He took over the third quarter. We'll see Jordan come to life, and this what's make the Bulls so dangerous.
Lewis double pumps, and a fine move. He gives the Celtics the lead again. Grant in the lane. Doesn't get the roll, and Bird takes it down.
That's the Gamble break right there, but they can't finish.
Paxson with the great defensive play from behind. Paxson couldn't do it at the other end, and Bird. Grant trying to cut Gamble off. He lays it off to Parrish, who misses with the follow. And it's Grant for Chicago.
And you see the tempo of the game is the way both teams like it. They get a chance to get high percentage shots. They come inside the King.
Tied again at 10. We played exactly 4 minutes. Jordan on Reggie Lewis. Around a Parrish screen. A whistle as Grant went for the ball, but got at least a piece of Lewis.
Chicago, personal foul, 54.
We have talked about the Boston Celtics and the way they run their break. That is it. Classic right there. A long pass. Someone on the other end trying to finish. This time, John Paxson makes the block on Kevin Gamble. Gamble thought he was going to be able to get in unscathed. Denied.
The free throw gives Lewis 7. He's 3 for 3 from the floor.
Lewis is their big-time clutch player. In the place of Bird, they go to Lewis down the stretch. He can make things happen off the dribble. Bird is still dangerous, but you see Bird has yet to take a shot at the ball here.
Same is true of Jordan. Pippen into King for the quick turnaround. And Parrish clears the boards for the Celtics, who lead at 12-10. Bagley. Bird's first shot. Paxson from Jordan.
They want to go to Horace Grant to make Bird play defense. You've heard for years Bird is better off the ball than on it. Grant can't deliver.
38-year-old Robert Parrish has it stripped by Pippen. Ball fake, and then he misses the shot. Out of bounds off the Celtics, and the Bulls will keep it.
Now you know why. He's got 2 earrings. He makes a sensational play, walks right in, strips him of the ball, and then a little show and tell. Parrish goes for it.
Exactly 7 minutes to play in the first. Celts by a deuce.
$25,000 in cash. Joe Gutton.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Cold Miller Lite, it feels like that. Come on.
Miller Lite is the great beer that's less filling. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, Miller Lite, it feels like that. Come on.
Power windows are just one of the many useful features you get with the extra value option package on the 1992 Toyota 4Runner. So is air conditioning, power door locks, cruise control, power side mirrors, and special chrome trim. Of course, up to $900 savings is a pretty nice feature, too. And just imagine what you can do with that.
Here comes something big from Extra Sugar-Free Gum. It's pink, it's got NutraSweet, and a great classic bubblegum flavor. It's new Extra Classic Bubblegum. And since it's extra, that big classic flavor lasts an extra long time. So if you're chewing something else, get ready for a tremendous breakthrough. And try new Extra Classic Bubblegum. Classic bubblegum flavor that lasts an extra long time.
It's Bill Cosby like you've never seen him before. Invisible.
Hi, I'm a ghost.
The first time on TV, Ghost Dad, Sunday at 7, 6 Central on NBC.
During warm-ups tonight, Quinn Buckner of NBC, a one-time teammate of Larry Bird's, caught up with him.
Here with Larry Bird. And Larry, you had some problems with your back spasm. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Not really, but I took a fall in practice about 2 weeks ago, and I've had a lot of problems with it since then. But tonight it feels pretty good, so hopefully from here on out it'll start feeling better, and I just go from there.
You guys are playing the Bulls tonight, and at this stage, with the way the team has been playing, do you think this is a challenge or a bit of a milestone for you?
A little bit of both. I think that we have to play our best tonight. We've been playing pretty well up to our last game, but, you know, anytime you play a great team like Chicago on their home court, you're going to be prepared to play.
This is Christmas time, and all of us have to have some pretty good feelings. Are there some people, or do you want to say Merry Christmas to them?
To everyone. I'd like to say Merry Christmas to everyone. We always hear a lot of grumbling about players having to play on Christmas Day, but I think it's an honor because there'll be a lot of people watching tonight, and you know, we'd like to be home with our families, but this is our job, and we're going to go out and try to do our best.
Thanks very much, Larry.
Thank you.
Bird truly is amazing. Gives an interview and hits a 20-footer simultaneously. 14-10 Boston, and Gamble picked up his second foul.
During that interview, Jordan took his first shot and missed it, so Jordan is trying to work his way into the offense.
King screening for him. Cross court to Pippen. Scottie baseline with a lunger that falls home. Bulls back to within 2. Halfway through the first period. Lewis's jumper was deflected. Paxson pegs this one ahead. Michael can't recover it.
In the lineup for Boston, 44.
Take Robert Parrish out of the ball game. McHale comes in. Difference in the two players. McHale can get a shot on his own. Parrish needs a little bit more help and hasn't had a chance as we watch Jordan try to run that one down. Fingertip can't hold.
Kevin Gamble also goes out, and the rookie from North Carolina, their first-round pick, Rick Fox, is in. Fox wears number 44.
Fox was a surprise out of the draft, had some huge games early.
Bird misses the high archer, tipped around, and Stacey King has it. Bulls haven't gone to their bench yet. Pippen lays it off to Horace Grant. Tied at 14.
What Boston is doing. They're staying with their game. They're challenging a young team that likes to run, and it could end up that Boston will pay the price for trying to do so, but this is the way they play best. McHale
misses the fadeaway. Jordan up for the rebound. Bagley got a hand on it, but Pippen is there to cover up. Jordan averaging slightly better than 29 a game. That leads the league, and he has been the league leader 5 consecutive seasons. Pippen on the run. Count it, plus the foul.
The confidence and aggressiveness of Pippen grows with every outing, and you see his arsenal come to life. A one-legger going against his body against the rookie Rick Fox. So Pippen with a red-hot hand right here. He's got 9, working on 10 in the quarter.
Averaging 21.3 for the year.
We'll see how the Celtics and Bagley handled this pressure. Last time they nearly turned the ball over. This time he gets up free.
long one behind the Bird screen. And Grant clears it out. Jordan still looking to break into the scoring column. Here's Pippen cutting through, but Fox deflects it to McHale. Jordan switching on to Bird. Kicked away by Pippen, Celtic ball.
Reset to 24 seconds.
You know, you look at Pippen. He didn't make the All-Star team last year for the Eastern Conference and didn't make any of the All-NBA teams, even going 3 deep. He achieved superstar status really in the second half and in the playoffs as Bagley goes out and Brian Shaw comes in.
He arrived. He was a player that went into the season last year with a ton of things to prove, not only to himself and his teammates, Jordan in particular, because he always disappeared against Detroit. McHale and Bird hook up for 2. But he has arrived, and he is big time.
Pippen from Grant. Grant keeps it alive. Paxson. Will Perdue and back to Paxson. Here comes Lewis out of the pack. Brian Shaw with the pull-up. Jordan the rebound. Bulls by 1. No look pass to Perdue. And a nice assist from Michael. Will Perdue's first basket opens the lead to 3 with 3:35 to play in the first. Timeout Celtics.
Acura would like to pose the following question. Could your heart benefit from the use of another 24 valves? The Acura Legend Coupe.
I was afraid to go to the doctor. I didn't want to hear that I might have an ulcer, but I just couldn't ignore my stomach. You can imagine how relieved I was when my doctor said Mylanta. He told me it wasn't an ulcer. It was indigestion. And indigestion like mine needed a strong medicine.
Mylanta is strong medicine, strongly recommended. In fact, Mylanta is the antacid doctors recommend most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
If your face were square, shaving would be simple, but your face has curves. You need the Schick Tracer, with a blade that flexes to put more of the blade edge against your skin. Tracer from Schick traces every curve on your face.
Hey, Ace has everything you need to deck the hall.
What's left for Santa to do?
You ask Ace, too.
This Fiskars 3-piece scissor set is only $9.99, and the Ace 10-piece rim set is also only $9.99.
Hey, Ace is the place for me.
And Santa.
Jordan hasn't scored yet, but he's got 5 rebounds and picking up assists on beauties like this to Will Perdue. There was a time, and the high watermark for this was the 86-87 season, when Jordan represented as much as 35% of the Bulls' scoring. This year it's down to 26% of their total. As guys like Pippen and Grant and even Stacey King and Paxson have raised their game, and still Mike scoring enough at 29.2 to lead the league.
And the beauty of it is that Jordan's other parts of his game have now come to the front. All of the points in tonight's ball game have come from the front line. Jordan will get into this ball game, but the play of Pippen is going to make it easier for him to do so. Teams can no longer just set to stop Jordan.
B.J. Armstrong has come in. Paxson gets a rest. Bird finds McHale for an easy one. They broke the press and got the easy 2.
That is the best way to handle pressure, attack it. See if they come back inside to Horace Grant. They've had him down on the box with Bird in the last 3 possessions.
Pippen with Fox on him. Fox has gotten into foul trouble in many games. He's a rookie, and he feels the refs haven't let him play yet. Armstrong to Jordan. This is a 3. He's 0 for 2 from the floor. Fox had it slapped away by Grant. Michael could not save it in.
So how does Kevin McHale get out on the leading end of a fast break? Knew that Bird was going to get it. They tried to push it up early. Jordan couldn't save. You see that toe just touches the line.
A toenail, perhaps. It was awfully close. 2:57 to play in the quarter. Bulls 19, Celtics 18. Brian Shaw. Wide open Bird. Larry can't hit it. Will Perdue has the rebound. Armstrong to Pippen. Hand check by Fox. Takes him down low. Through a crowd. And it comes back out to Michael. 4 on the shot clock. Jordan still hasn't scored. And it's Fox. He traveled trying to come out of the pack.
Boston is going to stick with their game plan, and even though Fox traveled, he had the right idea to attack an open Chicago court and get an easy 2 points.
Armstrong. Still Chicago ball as Grant hustled after it. Coming up to 2 minutes to play in the quarter. Chicago by 1.
2 minutes to play in the first quarter.
They clear out the side for Pippen. Then he dishes to Armstrong. Fox got a hand on it. Now it's Bird on Scottie. Doesn't get the roll, and then it's tipped back up. Perhaps by McHale. I think McHale inadvertently knocked it home. Perdue will get the basket.
Perdue gets the bucket, but it was Kevin McHale that knocked it in. You know, Phil Jackson talked about Perdue and said, you know, he's a real good short-minute player, not a very good long-minute player. So he will get short looks in the ball game, and when he is, he's real active on the board.
Pippen and Lewis tied up for the jump ball.
Making Pippen work a little bit harder and take tougher shots. This one dances around the rim, and you see McHale and Perdue go up. The ball off the hands of Kevin McHale in the hoop.
The view from the upper deck trading card camera. Even cameras have official names these days. Jordan to the baseline, and there's his first 2. Chicago opens its biggest lead. Still Celtic ball.
Jordan, who was struggling from the outside, decided to come hard on the baseline. The best place to go in an isolation, scores easily. Rick Fox on the other end, pass from Brian Shaw.
Fox, an enormous surprise to some people, but not to the Celtic front office. They breathed a sigh of relief when he was still available at number 24. Armstrong. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He had a career-high 22 when they played in Boston in November. Grant. Out of the pack, Brian Shaw. Back since early this month after a hamstring injury. Pippen hacked Lewis as he went through.
Chicago personal foul 33, Scottie Pippen. It's first.
The Celtics really have done a remarkable job. You're always going to have your occasional misses. But of late, with guys like Fox and Brown, Shaw, and Lewis, with those late draft choices, they've done surprisingly well. And think about where they might be had it not been for the tragedy involving Len Bias, the only truly high draft choice they've had in recent history.
And that is kind of what everyone has been saying about the Celtics. If they had Bias, they would have those young legs, they would have their future in place. But they've done a very good job of being competitive down at the bottom. And that tells you that there are still good players available in the draft if you do your homework.
Reggie Lewis hit over Bobby Hansen, who has just come off Phil Jackson's bench for Chicago. So Michael is getting a rest near the end of this first quarter. It's Scottie Pippen with an air ball. Grant saves it in. Hansen lets fly. Beat the buzzer. The tip won't count. Purdue's tip came after the horn, and the Bulls take a 1-point lead after one. It's 23-22 on Christmas night in Chicago.
Remember when we used to play ball after school?
Scotty, don't go playing with those big boys. You'll get hurt.
You were sort of skinny.
Long before Scottie Pippen was chosen for the USA basketball team, he had to prove himself here.
Go, Scotty.
He knew he could count on his friend, Ronnie Martin.
Hey, look, this big Harold. He's gonna kick us off.
Pippen, Martin, wanna play?
You'll get hurt.
What, are you scared of something?
No way. Let's do it. Go, Martin, go.
As proud sponsors of the U.S. Olympic team,
Now, Scotty.
AT&T salutes all of our Olympic hopefuls and everyone who helped them get this far.
Hey, Scotty, those guys at the Olympics gonna be tough.
Why? Did they sign Big Harold?
Our competition uses a very sophisticated, state-of-the-art, highly precise device to measure their cars. Our car, the Accord from Honda.
Cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
The Jets, the Oilers, the AFC wildcard game, Sunday.
No school has as many of its alumni of the NBA as the North Carolina Tar Heels. There are 11 who played for Dean Smith. 3 of them in the game tonight. Scottie Williams and Jordan for Chicago, and Rick Fox of Boston. Fox, you may recall, went 5 for 22 in the semifinal game against Kansas in the Final Four. Had a horrible day. And then, because he wanted to graduate with his class, he passed up all the All-Star games. His stock went down, and the Celtics were holding their breath. In fact, they were even floating false names past the Boston media to take other teams off the scent. But they were sure that Milwaukee would grab him at 18 or Houston at 20, but he was still around at 24. They took him, and he's really panned out. Bulls ball as we start the second quarter. Scottie Pippen has a dozen. He's the game's high man. Reggie Lewis has 10 for the Celtics.
And there was a time when that was the shot that you wanted Pippen to take. He was basically a slasher, a driver. Now he's improved and has confidence in that perimeter game. It's really tough to shut down. Boston has got to find a way to get Bird in the game. 1 for 4 in that first quarter.
Jordan also 1 for 4 in the first 12 minutes for Chicago. McHale, that's goaltending. Pippen knocked it away. You talk about an assortment of low-post moves. This is the guy who's got them.
When that ball comes in, McHale has one thing in mind, getting it to the hole, and he has a variety of ways of doing it, and that's why teams are so concerned about low-post play when McHale is in the ball game. The Bulls are the only team that do not double down.
Purdue with a soft hook over Bird that's off the front rim. Celtics can take the lead with a basket here.
Looking for McHale again.
He misses the fadeaway. B.J. Armstrong has the rebound.
Now, they've stopped challenging the defensive Bird against Horace Grant, and even though they have Grant down on the post, they haven't given him a look. Armstrong gets the ball.
Michael Jordan's rest continuing into the early portion of the second quarter. Chicago by 3 again at 27-24.
Celtics have always been great for taking advantage of mismatches, and they're trying to get Reggie Lewis to score on Bob Hansen. Works his way out of it, hard way, but gets the deuce.
Streaking back the other way is Pippen, and it's broken up. The thing Reggie Lewis can do that not that many other Celtics can, he can create his own shot. If the offense breaks down, he can take it one-on-one. We're back.
24.56 seconds.
Two Miller Genuine Draft.
Oh, my dear, I gotta get out of here. So remember, every picture tells a story, don't it? Every picture tells a story, don't it? Every picture tells a story.
Miller Genuine Draft and Rod Stewart, taking the country by storm.
The creators of the Mitsubishi 3000 GT, 1991 Motor Trend Import Car of the Year, proudly present the stunning new Mitsubishi Eclipse for 1992. Because nothing livens up a family like a little sibling rivalry. The Eclipse from Mitsubishi. The word is getting around.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Mitsubishi, bringing you a full line of award-winning automobiles. Mitsubishi, the word is getting around. By Schick Tracer, it traces every curve on your face. And by cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft and Miller Genuine Draft Light, taking the country by storm.
The Miller Genuine Draft NBA All-Star balloting is underway. The program gives fans a chance to pick their starters for the 42nd annual All-Star game in Orlando. Let's take a look at how the balloting has gone. Now, keep in mind, these are very early returns, and it's influenced by what teams might have had a high number of home games during the early stretch of the balloting. Dikembe Mutombo breaking into the league with a big splash. An early leader at center for the West.
Surprise leader because you've got Robinson and Olajuwon.
At the end of tonight's game, Steve Jones and I will select the Miller Genuine Draft play of the game. Pippen with 13. To this point in the year, these are the best shooting teams in the league from the floor. Not so far tonight. Celtics at 46%, the Bulls at 38 to this point.
When the Bulls lost to the Lakers here, they had a horrible shooting night, and Jackson has been concerned about his offensive output here of late. Shaw.
A little bit short, and Pippen has the rebound. Races back the other way. Purdue on the break, and Will Purdue, not exactly in a flash, got down there in a flash.
Bob, everyone can run for 2 points. Purdue stretched out for that easy deuce.
Relatively speaking, he was a blur on that play. The high archer from Lewis is off the back iron. He gets another chance and can't convert. Purdue lets it go out. It belongs to Chicago.
One of the things that the Bulls like to do is get a team shooting primarily from the perimeter. Missing, that allows them to get into their breaking game, and then they do a good job of shutting you down defensively.
B.J. Armstrong from the side. It's a two-pointer. And the Bulls now have their biggest lead, 33-26. Chicago on a 6-0 run right now.
Turnover, Shaw.
Shaw double dribbles. He's not completely in sync yet. And Chris Ford told you before the game snapped that that's really his main concern. He's had some guys like McHale and Shaw that he's trying to work back in. Ricky Green is out tonight with the flu. Ed Pinckney not suited up. He's got a sore foot. So he's had those injury problems and hasn't been able to get his combinations going quite the way he would like. And yet they're still 17-8.
17-8 Purdue. They give that tip to Horace Grant.
Now you were right. The PA man said Grant, then corrected it to Will Purdue. who has made a nice little contribution off the bench. He's got 6, and Chicago extends the lead to 9. 8:21 to play until halftime. Well, we've got a chance. A reminder, we'll televise one of the AFC wildcard games on Sunday, NFL Live at 3:30, and then a 4 Eastern Time kickoff at the Astrodome in Houston. The Jets and the Oilers. The Jets, who didn't expect to be in this position, and I guess the same could be said for the Oilers, who thought they would have a first-round bye. They blew that against the Giants, and the Jets won in overtime in Miami to set this one up.
Boone and the Oilers, they want to stop that slide which started. It's really hurt them. We'll see how they do in that wild-card game.
A 20-second timeout turns into a full timeout, and we'll be back.
In Japan, where the luxury performance sedan has been revolutionized by Lexus and Infiniti, a new luxury performance sedan has just won Japan's highest honor. Introducing the new Diamante from Mitsubishi, Japan's car of the year. Mitsubishi. The word is getting around.
You can fill your whole Christmas list right here.
Yeah, we're Santa's little helpers.
Just ask Ace.
Yeah.
The $1 rebate makes it a great time to stock up on Eveready Energizer batteries, and the Ace booster cable set is only $9.99.
Hey, Ace is the place.
La 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 la.
Critics are blown away by The Last Boy Scout. Roger Ebert calls it an enormous hit. Its action sequences are the thrillers. Bruce Willis, Damon Wayans, The Last Boy Scout. Rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
Hey, kids! Directing traffic is a pretty tough job. This dad does it from the sideline, while Junior does it from the pocket. It's full speed ahead for Rogers and Rogers. Also, meet the entertainer, scorer on the court, actor on the big screen, musician in the studio. He's the multi-talented Perry Cummings. Not your normal features, not your normal announcers, not your normal sports show. But then again, who wants normal? NBA Inside Stuff, Saturday on NBC.
Hello, this is Clyde Drexler of the Portland Trail Blazers, and I'd like to wish everyone out there a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Christmas night in Chicago. How about those Portland Trail Blazers? Clyde Drexler's team has struggled, relatively speaking, compared to last year. You live in Portland, Steve.
They need to find another source of motivation. It's a team that plays on the edge, and they haven't had that challenge that they had a year ago to prove that they were a team that belonged in the finals. So they've been slow out of the gate, but they believe to a man that they're going to get control of their game and they're going to dominate the West before it's all said and done. Paris has yet to get into the ball game. We'll find out if they try to get his low post game untrapped.
Got only air with the attempted hook, and then a whistle off the follow as we quickly go to Quinn Buckner courtside. Quinn?
Listening to Chris Ford talk to his team, and what he's telling them is he's got Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale in. They want to go more to their power game instead of staying on the perimeter. Defensively, they're just getting outworked on the glass, and that's why Chicago has come back and taken this big lead. Back to you guys.
Jordan just back in, picked up his first personal. Jordan, Armstrong, Purdue, Stacey King, and Bobby Hansen on the floor now for the Bulls. McHale, Parrish, Fox, Lewis, and Shaw for the Celtics.
An addendum to what Quinn just gave us is that's the way that the Bulls like to play. They want to choke you off from that high percentage stuff. Armstrong in the corner.
Would have been a 3. Lewis there to clear the boards. Parrish against Purdue. Wants to work on him. Can't hit with the left hand, and there's Stacey King.
And Parrish has a harder time getting his game on track when Bird is not in the game.
Stacey King is not as good a defender as Cartwright, who is underrated in that regard. Cartwright doesn't block shots. He's certainly not graceful, but with his bulk, he clogs up the middle, and he pushes guys away who try to post him up. So King gives away something defensively compared to Cartwright, but he has scored more than Bill did last year for the Bulls. There's Robert Parrish finally hitting.
But in their absence, again, they have discovered the activity of Purdue, the offense of Stacey King, so they will have 3 centers when they come back. And with the great start that they've gotten, they will be that much harder to handle as we go through the season.
Jordan out to Armstrong. Michael from 22. Only his second basket. And a total of 4. The Bulls lead by 9.
Every play down has gone inside, down on the box. The first 3 to Parrish, this one to McHale. So Ford is intent on getting some high percentage opportunities.
McHale on King. Nice feed inside to a cutting Armstrong. Very fine pass by Stacey King.
They do an excellent job of keeping the floor open for people to cut. Fox on the drive.
Chicago, personal foul.
Nearly a 3-point play for Fox. He'll come to the line for 2. Watch King's pass to Armstrong.
Movement of the ball and personnel is key, and you see that no one is guarding B.J. Armstrong, and it's an easy 2.
Rick Fox to the line. He shoots 2.
McHale and Shaw out. Bird and Bagley back in.
The line for the Bulls,
13 combined points. Got to update that 0 to 2. Parrish hit a basket a moment ago, but just 2 points out of the pivot for the Celtics.
It has been a dominated effort so far by the centers of the Chicago Bulls, and Bird is in the game, and when Bird is in the game, that's when Parrish's game usually picks up. Bird finds him on pick and rolls and opportunities where he can feed him the ball out wide open for a little 8-foot jumper.
Cliff Levingston with the ball, making his first appearance. Jordan found King, but there was a sea of green shirts in front of him. The ball was knocked out of bounds. You know, whatever the Bulls get offensively from their centers is something of a bonus. Last year, they became the first team since the Bullets in 1978 with Wes Unseld to go all the way to the championship with a center who did not average double figures. Armstrong for 3. Bird ahead to Bagley. Bagley dumps it to Gamble. And Kevin Gamble's basket pulls the Celtics to within 6 at 41-35.
Bagley has played his way into shape, and that's helped the Celtics transition game. He started the season with all those injury problems, didn't even know if he was going to make the team.
Jordan's jumper is short, and a whistle off the rebound battle.
But Bagley came in heavy and couldn't get up and down the floor in the early part of the season. You see he leads the break in an easy play for Kevin Gamble. And he is really their only true point guard. He really understands what the distribution is supposed to be as Shaw and D. Brown are still learning that role.
Cliff Levingston picked up the loose ball foul. Celtics back to work, and Parrish hits on the turnaround over Stacey King.
Now the Celtics have, with the exception of that Armstrong layup, have the Bulls playing outside in, and they've cut the lead down to 4.
Lewis switches on to Pippen. Here's Jordan over Gamble. Doesn't have it going tonight. Reggie Lewis on the right wing. Bagley from 20. Spins in and out, and Pippen comes away with it. Bulls by 4, and Armstrong ups it to half a dozen.
The Bulls beat you on the break with foot speed and quickness. The Celtics beat you on the break with long passes. They come back to Parrish. They pick up the foul against Stacey King.
The marquee matchup hasn't developed yet. More than a half remaining. Bird is 1 for 4. Jordan is 2 for 7.
They are explosive players, and they can erupt for 15 or 20 in a quarter once they get their games untracked. And right now, the idea is to get Parrish untracked. Did not score in the first, took a long time to get the first 2. He now has 5.
Michael hits that ball. Trying to lead the league in scoring for the 6th consecutive year. Chamberlain did it 7 straight from the 59-60 season through the 65-66 campaign. That string was finally stopped in 1967 by Rick Barry.
Again, what makes this play possible is a little weak side movement off of the post. They get him the ball. He scores easily.
Celtics miss. Armstrong back to Jordan. Into King. Slapped away and taken by Bagley. Bird with the pass to Parrish, who still runs the floor very well at age 38. Now, you look at this guy. He's the oldest player in the league at 38. He has never had a season, despite all the aches and pains that inevitably come at his age, especially with a long, grueling season in the NBA. Never had a season where he missed any more than 8 games.
I think that's one of the benchmarks of the Celtics. They're a group of players with a great deal of pride, and they don't let injuries keep them from playing. McHale has almost played himself out of the league playing with injuries. The same can be said of Bird and Parrish, but they are still the oldest front line in the NBA, certainly the best that's ever played as a group together, and they're still playing and a threat to get back this year for one more shot at the title.
1 out of 2, 45-39. At halftime, we'll have an interview with Michael Jordan for you. He talks a little bit about his thoughts about Larry Bird and some of the controversies surrounding him and the Bulls this season. Armstrong with all kinds of time. Maybe too much. Parrish the rebound. Stolen away by Pippen. He can do what he wants.
And decisions are so critical at the point guard position. Bagley had a chance to throw the ball into Parrish, decided to come back to Bird. They turn it over. Bird comes back and gets 2.
Nice spin move around Pippen. Grant saves it. Jordan. So consecutive baskets by Bird and Jordan. Lewis. Juggled out of bounds. It belongs to Boston. If you're wondering about the matchup, and we'll talk about it after we come back from this commercial break, a look at Pippen.
Get ready, America. We can't hold it back anymore. It's the $100 million avalanche of savings, featuring $1,500 cash back on all Jeep Cherokees. That's right, $1,500 cash back, plus up to $1,600 in option package discounts. There are great savings on other vehicles, too. So get to the avalanche of savings now. When it comes to savings, we've got you covered.
Drive for the gold with Jeep and Eagle, official sponsors of the 1992 U.S. Olympic team.
Come on. Hey, what do you want in a beer?
Come on.
Do you want a great beer that's less filling?
Well, come on.
Then let me show you everything you want a beer to be.
Cold Miller Lights, it's it. And that's that. Come on.
Sam Smith's book, The Jordan Rules, is number 6 on the New York Times bestseller list this week. Here are Michael's thoughts on some of the distractions of the past couple months.
I really wasn't relaxed and enjoying the game. And somehow, mentally, I just sat down and confronted myself and said, this game has always been fun to me. Anytime I've had problems away from the game, when I stepped on the basketball court, it always eased those problems or gave me a solution for those problems. So the game now is a lot more fun for me because when I step on the basketball court, I forget about everything that's happening off the court.
You know, the book got under Jordan's skin, but there's humor in any situation. Here is the master heckler from the Bullets, Robert Thicker, and he was behind Pippen and Jordan reading excerpts from the book loudly into their ears, and even they had to laugh.
Read it all night, and even covering their heads with towels did not stop him from reading. Lewis.
Reggie Lewis hitting from long range and pulling the Celtics to within 6. I'd like to have this guy Robert Thicker move in next door. That'd blight your neighborhood, huh? They've tried to have him ejected and come up with special rules to curb his behavior. No look pass to Williams from Jordan, but it's knocked away. We continue our conversation with Michael Jordan at halftime. Lewis from the baseline. Can't make it 2 in a row. Williams rebounds, and Armstrong gets it out of the backcourt.
With Bird only having just the 2 points, they've done an excellent job of staying competitive and staying close. They're trying to take advantage of a mismatch with Jordan against Bagley.
Armstrong gets inside. Bulls by 8 again.
Bagley agrees, saying, yes, that's right. He ran right up my back. That's why he ended up handling the ball with both hands. So the fans here at Chicago Stadium not happy with the call. But B.J. Armstrong has been a huge shot in the arm for Phil Jackson coming off the bench. Paxson with the bad back. We've seen Armstrong for 10. See Scott Williams a little push, and that's why they put Bagley on the line.
Williams picks up his first. Just to finish up on the book, the excerpts don't read all that well if you're Michael Jordan. But if you read the entire book by Sam Smith, it's really a pretty interesting chronicle of a season around a great basketball team and a group of human beings. And I don't think Michael comes across all that badly in the book. He's presented in an unflattering light in some instances, and he disputes some of the interpretations and the context. But overall, it is not a ghastly portrait, that's for sure. Armstrong continues his contribution. And a steal by Pippen. Bagley trying to cut him off. Gives it up to Armstrong, takes a return, misses, but Grant is there to finish it off, and there's a foul.
Pippen has always been outstanding in the passing lane. And the pressure on Bagley, he doesn't really fake the ball. Pippen steps right in and goes the other way. Now, Bagley did a good job defensively of making Pippen take a real tough shot, but Grant comes in, picks up the easy opportunity, and a foul, has a chance for a three-point play.
It's already the biggest lead in the game at 10, and that's where it stays as Grant can't finish it. Grant is normally a very good free throw shooter, especially for a man his size, 85% from the line.
Now it's on Bird and the Celtics to find a way to cut down the menacing defense of the Chicago Bulls. They're having trouble getting the ball to players where they want, trying to get the ball without being distracted in passing lane.
Chicago personal foul 42, Scott Williams.
Williams picks up his second foul with 17 and a half seconds to play until halftime, and Chicago up by 10.
Both of Williams' fouls have been a long way from the hoop, and Phil Jackson will tell him, I want you to be aggressive, but I want you to be aggressive in an area where a player is going to hurt the team. And when Bagley is in the backcourt, you don't want to run up his back, or when McHale is out 18, 19 feet, you don't really have to put a body on him that hard.
He replaces Scott Williams.
Scott Williams sits down. Craig Hodges makes his first appearance for the closing seconds of the half. 1 of 2 from McHale. Bulls by 9. They're trying to send it back to double figures before they head to the locker room. Jordan on Shaw. Pippen. Bird's got it with 2 seconds. They won't have time for a shot. Pippen missed at the close of the half, but he had 16, as did Reggie Lewis for the Celtics. As you see, the marquee matchup hasn't happened, at least not yet. Halfway through, Bulls 55, Celtics 46. Still to come at halftime, an interview with Michael Jordan.
This castle once had 26 bathrooms.
It'd be nice if one of them still worked.
Why?
Once my diarrhea comes back.
Relax. You took my Imodium AD caplets.
Just once. I usually take the pink stuff 2 or 3 times.
Imodium AD is much better.
Imodium AD caplets are so effective, they often work in one dose. Instead of dose after dose after dose, like the pink stuff.
Ready to go?
Before the sunset?
Imodium AD for diarrhea, the choice for one-dose relief.
Get ready, America. We can't hold it back anymore. It's the $100 million avalanche of savings. featuring $1,500 cash back on all Jeep Cherokees. That's right, $1,500 cash back, plus up to $1,600 in option package discounts. There are great savings on other vehicles, too. So get to the avalanche of savings now. When it comes to savings, we've got you covered.
Drive for the gold with Jeep and Eagle, official sponsors of the 1992 U.S. Olympic team.
If your face were square, shaving would be simple. If your face were flat, any razor would do. But your face has curves. You need the revolutionary Schick Tracer, the first razor with a blade that flexes to trace every curve on your face. Compared to other razors, Tracer puts more of the blade edge against your skin. For real faces, just like yours. Tracer from Schick traces every curve on your face.
The American Society for Testing and Materials set a new technical standard for antifreeze used to protect heavy-duty truck engines against boiling, freeze-ups, and corrosion. Only one of the 3 best-selling antifreeze brands made for cars meets that standard. It's the patented car antifreeze that can also keep heavy-duty engines running at their peak. Protect your engine from freeze-ups and boilovers. Remember the heavy-duty standard. Don't stop short of the peak. This is the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by Prudential. Come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
Halftime on Christmas night in Chicago, with the Bulls holding a 55-46 lead over the Celtics. Bob Costas, along with our new NBA Showtime partner, Quinn Buckner. Your thoughts on this first half?
Well, I thought that the Celtics had a lot of trouble matching up with the speed. They have a problem with Ed Pinckney being out, because with Ed being out of the game, they don't get anything with Larry Bird when he's off the bench, obviously. But I thought B.J. Armstrong played an outstanding half. He had 12 points, and with Paxson not being able to come back in with his back sitting out, I think that's one of the things that helped the Bulls. In addition, that the Bulls played some great defense.
Here's a look at B.J., whom you mentioned. He was really key in the second quarter.
Well, he was key because he's active, and he's a very good shooter. But as I said, what he gets now is his confidence has really started to come along. As I talked to Jim Clemens, the assistant coach for the Bulls, he said he thinks this kid is ready to step in and work with John Paxson, assuming that John is not able to recover from his back injury.
He had a dozen, speaking of Armstrong. Pippen had 16. Reggie Lewis had 16 to lead Boston. No one else was in double figures. McHale had 9.
Well, that's part of the problem with the Celtics. They're not able to generate any offense. And I said, with Pinckney out, Pinckney was playing great before he got hurt, and that's why the Celtics are really struggling. Pinckney was getting offensive rebounds. He was putting them back in. But again, when Larry goes out of the game, as Steve Jones mentioned, Robert Parrish struggled some getting going offensively, so they weren't able to get their inside game going, and the percentages would be with you if you're inside.
Okay, we're going to take a short break here, and when we come back, an interview with Michael Jordan. Stay with us.
Constant change, there is one certainty: the financial strength of the rock, the Prudential, rock solid.
The dream team is a reality, and it's about to become a nightmare for the international basketball world. It's the first time Team USA will include NBA players and features the game's megastars. The team's first appearance is at the Olympic qualifying tournament, the Basketball Tournament of the Americas in Portland, Oregon, June 27th through July 5th.
Join us in Portland as we go for the gold.
By 9 over the Celtics at the half. A short time before the game tonight, I sat down for a conversation with Michael Jordan, and the first topic was Larry Bird. Here's Jordan.
Fierce competitor. I thought he's the epitome of basketball in terms of fundamentals. Coming from North Carolina, that was what the basics that we had to fall back on was our fundamentals, and every creative ability came away from that fundamentals, and it formed that basketball player. That's what I saw Larry Bird when I first saw him, that challenge of being a fundamental basketball player, but at the same time showing some sense of creativity on this level.
You were quoted last week saying you were afraid you'd lost your jumper. You didn't have confidence in it for a while. Then you went for 37 against Atlanta. You confident again?
Well, for one game anyway. I lost my rhythm. I went through a period of 5 games with nagging injuries from my wrist to my back to my sickness, and I lost that rhythm that I started the season with, which I shot the ball particularly well. And I just really couldn't get it back. And I was missing open shots. And when you start missing open shots, that's when the mental part of shooting starts to affect you. And I really lost confidence in it. So I had to go back into the gym and find those correct techniques of getting that shooting touch back.
You seem to be pretty relaxed and upbeat right now. Is the game fun for you now?
It is. It is fun. For a minute there, for a moment there, or for a month there, it wasn't as fun because of all the controversial things that was happening to me and to the team, and because of myself and because of my notoriety, it was really affecting me from a personal standpoint, which when that happens, I always turn to basketball to relax me, and I wasn't able to get that comfort from basketball. I found putting pressure on myself, and I really wasn't relaxed and enjoying the game. And somehow, mentally, I just sat down and confronted myself and said, this game has always been fun to me. Anytime I've had problems away from the game, when I stepped on the basketball court, it always eased those problems or gave me a solution for those problems. So the game now is a lot more fun for me because when I step on the basketball court, I forget about everything that's happening off the court.
They say that sometimes people draw closer in adversity. Is this a closer team now, maybe, than it was a few months ago?
It's closer. I think we were still a close team. I think a lot of misconception was coming from that book. I think with all the different encounters that we supposedly had, or I had with certain players, you never saw the recovery from those incidents. When we stepped on the basketball court, if Harsh and I got in an argument, hey, when we stepped on the basketball court, we were teammates. And I passed him the ball, he passed me the ball, we smiled, we complimented each other. That was never seen in the book. I think because of that, we as a team have grown to just push the book aside and say, hey, we're a team that was very successful last year. Turbulent season? No. If it was a turbulent season in terms of what we accomplished last year, please, let us have another one. But I think we are united to the point where we will not let that book affect our personal relationships as basketball teammates.
Well, they're 20-4 and leading here by 9, so it has had no negative effect, that's for sure.
Well, Michael is an interesting guy to me. I think he has grown tremendously, and I think the thing that was noticed by Steve Jones is now all of a sudden Michael doesn't try to force the action offensively anymore. He lets the game come to him, and when it comes to him, everybody knows what he can do when he's got to get it in the basket.
All right, it's time for us to step aside for just a moment. We'll continue with more halftime activities following these messages from your local station.
This has been the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by Prudential. Come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
NBC's got a supernatural Sunday. First, see Bill Cosby like you've never seen him before. Invisible.
I am a ghost.
The first time on television, Ghost Dad. Then she died and survived. But something wants Lindsay Wagner back.
I'm scared to death.
The year is coming to an end, and so is her life. From the dead of night, following Ghost Dad, NBC's Supernatural Sunday.
Your Toyota dealers wish you a happy holiday. Oh, exactly what I needed. I'll be on the run tomorrow. It's the start of a record-breaking Toyota-thon. Your Toyota dealer is going to sell more cars and trucks than ever with special late hours, immediate financing, and delivery. They're definitely going that extra mile with factory-to-dealer incentives, special option package savings, even great lease deals. Remember, Toyota-thon only lasts a short time, so lace up those shoes and race down to your Toyota dealer tomorrow.
Your goal, the best year-end car deal ever. Go for it now at your Pontiac Pace Centers. Save up to $3,000 in finance charges alone with 2.9 48-month GMAC financing on new Bonnevilles. Consumers Digest calls Bonneville a best buy. You'll call every Pontiac a great year-end buy. Go for your best deal now.
Get on your Pontiac ride. Get on your side.
May joy be with you this Christmas from all of us at KYW TV3.
B.J. Armstrong was the guy who really carried them in the second quarter. Pippen carried the load in the first. Armstrong got all 12 of his points in the second quarter. Bulls by 9 at 55-46 as we prepare to start the second half. Here's a partial statistical breakdown.
That is really the story of the ball game. In a nutshell, what Chicago did was force Boston to become a perimeter team. They outshot them in the first period, and in the second quarter, the Bulls outshot them 58% to 44%. And you see B.J. Armstrong with all of his business in that second quarter. Tremendous bench effort by Chicago, and Boston has to find an answer for that. They've got to do a better job of establishing an inside game. They've got to make Chicago become more of a perimeter team and not allow that cutting to the basket and then getting people wide open for easy looks in terms of jump shots. That's what got Armstrong going.
Chicago got 14 more shots from the floor. Their shooting percentages were virtually identical.
They did a good job of generating shots. They stole the ball a few times. They've got a couple of extra putbacks, and when you're hustling like that, those things are going to happen. For the Bulls, they believe in their defense, and we saw it come to play in the second quarter where they forced the Celtics to become a perimeter team. And not until they got a timeout and instruction from the coach did they start to go inside.
We'll roll into the third quarter right after these commercial messages.
We didn't design the new Mazda MX-3 to be like apple pie. Jalapenos were what we had in mind. Because if something's not worth having an opinion about it, it's not worth having. And with the only V6 in its class, the MX-3 is one hot chili pepper. Hey, you're not John Doe. Why drive his car? The new MX-3 from the new Mazda.
It just feels right!
You've heard of this breakthrough pay-per-view concept for the Summer Olympic Games, the world's greatest track and field, gymnastics, basketball, all the major events in their entirety live on 3 cable channels. And now for Christmas, this one-time only offer, an Olympic warm-up jacket, yours free when you ordered the gold package. The Olympics like you've never seen them before, plus this gift for the holidays, and commemoratives that keep on giving from now through summer. Call 1-800-OLYMPIC today.
You know, if you pay as much attention to your jump shot as you do trying to impress women, well, it's just this new shampoo. My hair comes out looking really good. Shampoo. Yeah, it's got a conditioner in it, right in the bottle. Talked about this before. What? Look, all the conditioner in the world doesn't mean a thing. I mean, it's your dandruff shows up. Ah, fear not, paranoid one.
For the first time ever, the world's leading dandruff shampoo comes complete with full-body conditioners. Introducing Head & Shoulders 2-in-1, making all your first impressions all the more impressive.
New Year's Day, 2 top 10 teams collide as number 6 Penn State battles 10th-ranked Tennessee. The Fiesta Bowl, Championship Wednesday on NBC.
With his team down by 9 moments ago, Celtics coach Chris Ford stopped to talk with our Quinn Buckner.
Well, Chris, your club here is down 9 points. What did you talk to him about at halftime?
We had a chance to get them in foul trouble, and we didn't take advantage of it. We still settled for the 20-foot jumper. Our ball handling was not that good out there, and led to some quick points for them. Also, they got a big play on a B.J. Armstrong Purdue off the bench, and we've got to be able to match that off our bench.
Well, I want to thank you for staying with us at the halftime. Good luck to you.
And a look at the scoring.
Not surprised to see Lewis up at the top, but the surprise on the other side is Armstrong with 12 and Jordan with 8. Pippen has done an outstanding job with 16.
Jordan has had 4 games already this year where he failed to score 20. He failed to score 20 only 4 times all of last year. And yet, to show you how the focus has changed with this team and how Michael doesn't have to carry the entire load anymore, they won all 4 games in which he didn't reach 20. And they're 7-1 over the last 2 seasons in games when he scores 19 or fewer.
He would like to be able to relieve himself of all of that burden. Despite what's being written in the book about his selfishness and wanting to score, he would just as soon continue to be world champion and score fewer points, maybe not win another NBA scoring title, but to win as convincingly as they've done here early.
If you're thinking about Bird and Jordan, now obviously there are many ways to measure the greatness of players like these, and Bird does so many things, but the highest point total he's ever had against the Bulls is 44. Jordan once had 63 in a double overtime playoff loss at Boston against the Celtics. He has twice topped 50, and 6 times he's been between 40 and 50 against the Celtics. He's averaged 39 against Boston in his last 12 games against the Celtics.
Well, one of the things that Jordan is going through that Bird already went through is that the game loses the fun when there's so much pressure on you. Bird is now 35 and just happy to be playing. He can be satisfied with off moments.
Harris rejects Grant cleanly. Horace stays with it. And the Bulls retain it at the outset of the second half.
Shot clock at 3.
Knocked out of bounds on a 24-second violation.
Second violation, Chicago.
The attempted shot, which was blocked by Parrish, obviously never got to the rim, so the shot clock kept ticking.
That was an aggressive play by Grant and the Bulls. They had him cutting across the middle. They almost got it done, but Parrish still showing that he can knock it back. Trying to come to Bird.
Guarded by Pippen. Over him. Still can't find the range. Jordan, peg ahead to Pippen. Lewis fouled him.
Now that's when hang time will help you see. If you don't jump well, then you're not able to spot a guy like Pippen out in front of the pack. Jordan saw him, led him perfectly. Lewis reaches in, picks up the personal foul. Now they say there's no such thing as hang time, but some folks stay in the air longer than others.
Stacey King over Lewis. King with 7. The lead back to 11.
Now this is the play that usually gets Parrish's shot right here. They get a pick and roll. Parrish rolls. Bird dumps the ball off to him. They get the foul first.
You were talking about hang time. Well, the geniuses in the truck have put together this graphic. They say that at the peak of his leap, Michael Jordan will be up there a little less than a second, 0.8. In that period of time, Carl Lewis can run 36 feet. Pippen slams it home off the break. I'm not exactly sure what to make of that stat. It's a little something from the trivia file.
One thing that Chris Ford said at the intermission was they've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. Turnovers turning into easy buckets. Bagley can't finish right at the hoop, and he's got to make those.
This could be a crucial point of the game. The Celtics have got to hang in it here.
They've got
the biggest lead at 13.
They've got to find a way to shut down the easy shot from the Bulls, make them work hard to get it coming inside to Grant. If they can force Chicago to play outside in as they did in the first quarter, they can stay in the game. If not, it could be a long second half.
Trying to make sure it doesn't get out of hand, Chris Ford asked for a timeout.
This is our vision of what a luxury sedan should be. Not because it offers rich leather and anti-lock brakes, but because it comes standard with an airbag on the driver's side and the passenger side as well, creating the luxury sedan where even peace of mind is shared. The new 929, the first luxury sedan from the new Mazda.
It just feels right.
Forget the limits of ordinary basketball shoes. You've entered the weightless environment of the Nike Flight Dimension. Examine, if you will, Scottie Pippen, about to discover the power of his Nike Air Flight shoes by way of a time warp. ordinary basketball are rewritten in the higher court of the flight dimension.
Son, you could make hundreds of dollars a year in professional basketball.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by the new Mazda. Mazda, it just feels right. By Coors Light, the silver bullet is the right beer now. And by Nike, who reminds you to just do it.
This is the 12th Christmas that Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and Robert Parrish are spending as teammates. That's not only an unprecedented run for an NBA front line, it's a record for any trio at any position as teammates in the history of the NBA. No three players have been together on one team as long. Michael Cooper, Magic Johnson, and Kareem, a decade with the Lakers, and three Celtic combinations had great longevity together. This is the 5th year together from Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Horace Grant. Not technically a front line, but 5 together as teammates. And there's a possibility they could move into that list of the longest running trios in NBA history.
Unless we see something very dramatic, we should at least see them play together for another 3 to 4 seasons.
Two free throws for Horace Grant.
Bulls trying to really put on the vice right now, and the Celtics got to find a cheap way to score. Gamble does.
Nice move by Kevin Gamble, switching to the left hand and cutting the lead to 13. Jordan whips it inside to Stacey King.
And the difference between the two teams defensively, Boston plays more position. They don't challenge you in terms of ball movement, player movement. They challenge you after the shot. King gets that one to go in.
9 for King. When you look at the longevity of that front line, 12 years together, if you're the Celtics, are you thinking that this might be the last year, if you're healthy, that you can make a legitimate run with this cast before you got to turn it over?
The problem is, how do you replace them? Where do you find players of equal ability? And that's the biggest problem that they've had. It's not that they haven't been out there looking and searching.
Especially drafting as late as they do.
They got to be bad. You know, that's the way it goes in the NBA. In order to get good, you got to be bad, really bad. Celtics have never been that bad since they got Larry Bird.
Parrish knocked it away, and the Bulls retain it. 63-50 with 8:59 to play in the third.
Good inside look for Parrish. Beats King, gets an easy deuce.
Of course, Bird, now that he's had the back surgery, says he thinks he can play another couple years. Parrish would like to go to age 40.
They can all thank Kareem for that. And Kareem is thinking about coming back.
Jordan fades and misses. Pippen hustling, but Bagley has it. And Paxson cuts him off and fouls him.
Now that's the kind of defensive effort they have to have. A tough shot from the perimeter, then rebound the long miss. That gives Boston a chance to get back cheaply. They're down by 13. They're still in the game by NBA standards, and they got to stay in the hunt. Bird has really been struggling. 1 field goal in 21+ minutes. And they need to find a way to get him into the ball game.
Harris with a high archer. Jordan has it go off his fingertips to Lewis, but then Michael steals it. Pippen into Grant, working on Bird, misses off the glass. Pippen trailing the play, has the steal. That's a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Pippen all the way. Grant the follow. They're up by 15.
Bagley left that ball for Bird, and that's how they got that transition opportunity. So Boston is not taking care of the basketball, and that's allowing Bulls to run and get real easy shots.
Jordan to the foul line. Bird comes away with it, but a whistle.
Personal foul, 35, Richie.
Bagley left that ball for Bird. He had not got there. Pippen picks it up, a hard push the other way. He swoops in, can't finish. But when you got a 2-on-1, that's what the trailer's supposed to do. Tap it in. A huge advantage for the Bulls in aggressiveness. They've forced more turnovers and gotten more points. They go to their bench now. We'll see if they can continue to do that. McHale in the ball game along with Joe Klein.
Grant. Shaw the rebound, but the Celtics are down 15.
They're down 15, and with this group, Gamble, Lewis, McHale, Shaw, they've got to start to score to get back into the ball game.
Mike Mathis spots a foul.
When you double team, the idea is to force the opponent to make a mistake, not necessarily always to try to make a steal. Too much body by Grant. Celtics get bailed out.
Second on Grant. Klein from the baseline, and Joe Klein hits. That's his first basket.
Klein is one of those players that has suffered because McHale has come back. They're getting all of these fresh bodies around, and they've got to find playing time for them.
Williams to Grant, fouled as he made his move. The Celtics are down 13 with Bird on the bench with 4 points. He's averaging 22.
They have been working through Horace Grant on the post. And Grant has gotten real active and aggressive at the offensive end back at the line. And they have not been able to find a way to get Bird involved offensively. And if they're going to prevail tonight, they need his offense.
Horace Grant averaging 15 a game. His brother Harvey averaging about 5 more than that per game for the Bullets. Look at that field goal percentage, consistently on the rise. He doesn't take many of the sort of shot he took a moment ago. It took about a 14-footer from the side of the lane. Most of what he'll take will be operating in the block, and he's very good on putbacks. He's an aggressive offensive rebounder. He'll get 3 or 4 baskets a game that way.
And that's the way to get that percentage close to 60%. Good pressure by the Bulls.
Reggie Lewis, but it's still a 13-point Chicago lead. 6:40 to play in the third. McHale on Grant. Pippen fakes his way into the lane and lays it off for Grant, who saves it to Paxson, but he was out of bounds.
A defensive turnover and a rare one, but Pippen committed himself to penetration and got up in the air and had no one to throw the ball to. Lewis is a player that can make things happen for the Celtics, but he turns the ball over.
Paxson from Pippen. The Celtics should have their legs. They haven't played since Saturday. Both these clubs have been off since Saturday. Here comes Pippen out of the pack. Shaw trailing him. It didn't fall, but Scott's coming to the line. There's an interesting stat about the Celtics with their record of 17-8 this year. And we'll give it to you after you watch Pippen trying to break away. Shaw caught him and fouled him.
Really does a good job of pushing the ball, and Shaw trying to force him to get a little bit out of control and get the miss, gets underneath him, causes a contact. Pippen on the line. So what is that stat?
Well, the Celtics are 17-8. They're 15-3 when they have at least 1 day of rest. But when they play back-to-back games, they are 2-5 on the back half of those consecutive games. The schedule has the Celtics playing a lot of Friday nights at home and Saturday nights away. And for a team that has so many key players, especially the front line, up there in their mid to late 30s, that makes a big difference. The lead is 17. And that's the biggest of the night. Jordan almost stole.
The defensive pressure of the Bulls has really been apparent. Fox comes right in and nails one, but they've got to find a way to shut Chicago down. Chicago is freewheeling right now, doing what they want at both ends of the floor, and they've got to have more pressure at the point of attack, forcing some tentative play by Chicago.
Jordan. It took him this long to get into double figures for the night.
After every miss, they come back with some sort of backcourt pressure, forcing the Celtics to pick the ball up, use time on the clock. That forces them to play outside in, and they don't have their best outside player, Reggie Lewis, in the ball game right now.
Fox had it knocked away. got it back. Let's fly from 20 and beats the 24-second clock with the basket. Fox has that kind of range. He's a threat from three-point territory. Good feed inside to Armstrong, cutting off the baseline for the reverse.
No defensive pressure, and the Celtics are going to sleep. No pressure on the passer, no one aware of where the cutter is. An easy two for Armstrong again. They squeeze McHale down on the box.
Tried to beat the double team, drew the foul.
When you're small, you got to take advantage of all miscues, and you see Armstrong beat his man easily and get rewarded with 2 points.
McHale, the father of 4 children, and among many who are not great fans of playing, especially on the road, on Christmas. The club got special permission because it was Christmas to leave the day of the game as opposed to last night, so they did get to spend Christmas Eve and part of Christmas morning with their families. You may remember in 1985, McHale took the fine and came in late rather than come into New York on Christmas Eve. That was a championship season, last championship for the Celts, 85-86. They had a 25-point lead on Christmas Day at Madison Square Garden and lost in double overtime to the Knicks. Scott Williams tips it home after the Jordan miss.
It has been the aggressiveness of the Bulls in this quarter that has really hurt the Celtics. Shaw trying to go all the way.
That is what you call your emphatic rejection.
The crowd responds to these kind of blocks more than if you just tip it and keep it. Coaches prefer that somehow you make the block and you get it back and get an easy transition hoop the other way.
Fox with Jordan. And one North Carolina player fouls another. Speaking of Carolina, Chris Ford was quoted in the paper as Bird prepares to come back in as saying he had some doubts about Rick Fox's abilities on defense. Dean Smith took the unusual measure of penning a handwritten note to Ford. He said, "Chris, don't worry. I schooled this kid right. He'll play D for you." Meanwhile, Fox was saying, "I'm wondering," here's a look as Jordan bonks him on the dome, "I'm wondering when Chris Ford is going to call me Rick." He calls all first-year players Rook and Rook only. D. Brown said it wasn't until I came back as a second-year man that I ever heard him say D. We're all Rook, no matter what we do, until the first year's over.
That's part of that Boston tradition, and of course Chris Ford is from the old school of how rookies are broken in, and that makes a difference. Let's see if Boston can apply some pressure out at the point and make Chicago do something they don't want to do, because right now they're passing the ball and letting people cut wherever they want.
B.J. Armstrong with the floater, doesn't get the roll, and Bird is there. Nice spin move, but missed the shot badly. McHale chases it down. This is a 3 that spins out. Purdue's got it. Pippen with Armstrong. B.J. Armstrong.
Interesting thing about the Celtics, they can have some embarrassing games like this where they look old and tired, and then after an embarrassing loss, come back and respond and play 4 or 5 very good ball games. And they're on their way tonight to an embarrassing loss. They don't get a wake-up call. Armstrong red hot.
He continues to sizzle. He's got 18. Bird's reverse a moment ago gave him just 6. Shaw hits it off the glass. But the Celtics can't trade. They got to make a run. Pippen on the pull-up.
The Bulls are one of those teams that play extremely good basketball when they're out in front, and they can continue to snowball. McHale trying to fight for position down on the box.
Can't hit it. Klein will follow, and Joe Klein puts it down.
2 minutes to play in the third quarter.
McHale comes away with the loose ball. Bird cross-court to Shaw. Shaw on the drive, hit by Purdue, and Brian Shaw will come to the free throw line. First, a Chicago timeout.
Chicago's personal foul, 32, Will Purdue.
E.J. Armstrong with 18 off the bench. A minute 50 to play in the third.
No little cinnamon gum freshens breath longer than Big Red.
So kiss a little longer, stay close a little longer, hold tight a little longer, longer with Big Red. That Big Red freshness lasts right through it. Your fresh breath goes on and on. While you chew it, say goodbye a little longer, make it last a little longer. Give your breath long-lasting freshness with Big Red.
Some trucks don't know when to quit.
Like a rock, I was strong as I could be. Like a rock, nothing ever got to me.
Over 98% of all the Chevy trucks sold in the past 10 years are still on the job. Chevy trucks.
Like a rock,
The trucks you can depend on. The trucks that last.
In a world of constant change, there is one certainty. The financial strength of the rock. The Prudential. Rock solid.
Hi, I'm John Stockton of the Utah Jazz. I'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas.
I'm Quentin Buckner here with the Boston Celtics and playing against the Chicago Bulls in Chicago. I talked to Kevin McHale before the game today. He is really struggling both on offense and defense. His left ankle is giving him a lot of problems. He probably shouldn't be playing. He says he thinks he's still 6 weeks away from being 100%, but he wanted to come out and give it a try anyway. Bob, Steve?
He thinks that's the only way he's going to get himself back into game condition. So he's got to use the games as a conditioner, and he's looking for a bigger performance from himself and his teammates as we close down the season.
Michael Jordan taking a rest. He has only 10 points. Pippen has 22. The man with the ball now, Armstrong, off the bench with 18. Fine all-round contribution from the consistently improving Horace Grant. He's got 12 points, 11 rebounds, a couple of assists, and a pair of blocks. Pippen fouled by Shaw.
Boston, personal foul, 20.
You know, when people talk about some change of heart on Michael Jordan's part, you really have to give Michael the benefit of the doubt. There really was a time when it was apt to talk about Michael Jordan and the Jordanaires. He has willingly pulled his own game back, as guys like Horace Grant, who had a career-high 28 against Derek Coleman head-to-head in a game against the Nets a week ago. Pippen moving up to all-star status. Paxson shooting the ball so remarkably well last year in the playoffs. A kid like Armstrong off the bench. As these guys have asserted themselves and won his confidence, he hasn't just been willing, he's been eager to step into a new role.
They had to arrive, and Jordan had to carry the load until they arrived. And for some players, it took longer. The most versatile player next to Jordan is Pippen. And with his arrival at such a versatile player, certainly it's made his life easier. His rebounding is at an all-time high. His assists nearing that as well as they work inside the box trying to overpower Bob Hansen.
And yet, with it all, he may still lead the league in scoring, albeit with a lower number than in the past. He's not quite at 30, but he's about a point per game ahead of Dominique Wilkins at this point.
You see the minutes and the points and how the numbers are staying just about the same in terms of time on the floor, but the scoring is coming down. Now, the Celtics have a chance to score easily. I mean, they're not out of the game by any stretch of the imagination. They have no control of the floor. They have no control of the scoreboard, but they're still within shouting distance, and they've got to do a better job in this final 121 of forcing Chicago to make some mistakes, getting some easy turnovers, and then look to try to turn the next 6 minutes into their kind of ball game.
Nice speed from Purdue to Pippen. How about that pass by Will Purdue?
Smoke is the best word that you can use in this situation, and Pippen smokes the interior players of the Boston Celtics. A high wire act that has been devastating here tonight. Nice no-look from Will Purdue. Upper deck takes care of that one.
And a three-point play to up his game-high total to 27. Coming off a 37-point effort against Atlanta on Saturday night. That was some game. Dominique had 44. Jordan and Pippen each had 37.
And it took 3 quarters for the Bulls defense to establish itself and finally to choke down the Hawks and make them a perimeter team. Trying to find Parrish.
Which he did, but Robert can't convert. Bobby Hansen tried to pass through a crowd to Pippen, and eventually Armstrong has it. Bobby Hansen, liberated from Sacramento in the Dennis Hobson deal.
This Pippen is everywhere. He's turned into rubber man, and he's made it real tough for Boston to get anything done. They're down by 20.
Shaw misses from just inside the three-point arc. Pippen to Purdue. Missed the stuff, but was fouled.
This is the real secret to Chicago's success. The emergence of Pippen. Where is Michael Jordan? Sitting, resting, and the Bulls are pulling away as Purdue tries to throw it down.
Will Purdue with those size 22s at the free throw line.
Yeah, but you can pick them up and lay them down when you got an easy deuce. So the size of his feet are not stopping from getting close to that hoop.
That is the biggest set of dogs in the league since the days of Bob Lanier.
Craig Hodges is off the injured list and makes another appearance, and we'll find out if he can find his long-distance game. In a game like this, everybody's going to score. You're probably even asked to get in it, shoot a free throw.
Last 15 seconds of the quarter. Bulls led by 9 at the half. They've opened it to 22. Lewis. Another try with the left hand. And he banks it home. Hurrying for the last shot. Pippen. Beats the buzzer. Doesn't fall.
At the end of 3 quarters.
Still, he had 11 in the quarter. He's got 27 for the game. The Bulls are dumping a major load of coal into the Celtics stocking tonight. Back after this from your local stations.
Freedom. It's the spirit which moves the Cutlass Supreme, a car intelligently engineered to free your eyes, your hands, your senses. Introducing the new Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. The look may change, but the spirit remains the same. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
Rock, 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 Mr. Santa. Jump, 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 Mr. Santa. He's got no presents for your tree or candy for your socks, but when he starts to boogie, the whole town rocks. Rock, Mr. Santa.
This is the NBC Television Network.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Jersey accepts the challenge.
That your claims will be answered quicker.
That our billing will be simplified.
To be open longer than ever for customer service.
to give you more flexible programs to choose from.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Jersey.
Hi, it's Cadillac's new Smart Lease offer. Oops, all this stuff says is that Cadillac has a fantastic new Smart Lease. So fantastic, you get a brand new 92 sedan DeVille with no down payment and pay just $4.99 a month for only 36 months. That's right, no down payment, $4.99 a month, 36 months. It's Cadillac's fantastic Smart Lease program. So head on over to your Cadillac dealer. Any way you can.
May joy be with you this Christmas from all of us at KYW-TV3.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
Brenda Lee serenading the crowd here at the Chicago Stadium, rocking around that Christmas tree.
They've had a festive time, particularly in that third quarter, and since that first quarter when the Bulls were shooting 34%, they have mushroomed to 58. The Celtics have not had an answer for them. It got outscored by 11. They were in shouting distance, and it's going to take a horrendous fourth quarter by the Bulls in order for the Celtics to get back in this one.
Bird with 6, Jordan with 10. And Larry's now 3 for 8. He's shooting 47% for the year. At the peak of his career, in his best 5-year stretch, during which he won 3 MVP awards, he was a 52% shooter. Craig Hodges misses the 20-footer, and Bird has the rebound.
Well, Bird, by his own admission, knows that all of his skills are not there, but he can live with the off moments now better than he could when he was shooting 50%. If he got 40 in a game, missed a shot, he'd want to know why he didn't get 42. He knows he's not having a good night, trying to find another way to help his team. Good long push on the pass. That gets Rick Fox back on the line.
Remember what Larry was trying to do last year in the playoffs. It was simply amazing. Here's a finesse player whose whole game is touch passes, outside shooting touch, and he never practiced. He'd be in the hospital, in traction. He'd come out, shoot around, play. He went 6 weeks or so trying to help his team in the postseason, never practicing.
That just shows the heart and the competitive spirit of Bird. And, you know, since he thought last season might be his last, he wanted to make sure that they at least advance in the first round.
Off the Jordan miss, Anson with the follow. He told people the one thing he couldn't bear was the thought of his Celtics losing to Indiana, to the Pacers in the playoffs, which they nearly did because Indiana, of course, is Larry's home state.
Turnovers have been the story. The Celtics have not been sharp with the ball. They have been forced errors and unforced errors, and the Bulls have made them pay in almost every occasion, trying to come inside to Grant. See the turnovers, 13-6, Grant.
Nifty move. Give Jordan the assist, and Grant's got 14.
Fox showing some quickness there, but he can't finish. And when you don't finish against the Bulls, they come out looking to get a transition bucket.
Hodges, this is a 3. The Celtics are down by 26, and they've stopped the clock just to catch their breath.
What kind of car is this?
A Sentra.
Would you consider selling it?
No.
Would you sell it for $150,000? Okay. 250.
250, sir, your change.
The Nissan Sentra GXE. Because rich guys shouldn't have all the fun.
Ever feel like you've forgotten something?
Fuel.
Maybe it's because you haven't been to McDonald's yet for your own original Indiana Jones videos. Just $5.99 each with the purchase of any large sandwich all day long. Drop into McDonald's today and get an Indy video for just $5.99 each. The best price ever with the purchase of any large sandwich any time of day. Collect all 3. Just stop by McDonald's and ask for today's video.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
If you don't hurry, it could be.
Who killed the president?
Oh, man.
Richard Corliss, Time magazine, calls JFK a knockout, electrifying, breathless, enthralling, sensational, terrific.
Oswald's been shot.
David Anson, Newsweek, calls it stunning, powerful, remarkable. It holds the audience wrapped in its grip. Kevin Costner in an Oliver Stone film.
Let justice be done or the heavens fall.
JFK, rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Nissan, built for the human race. By ITT Corporation, building people's dreams. And by cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft and Miller Genuine Draft Light, taking the country by storm.
Bob Costa's back with Steve Snapper Jones, and for us, this is something of a reunion. We first joined forces in October of 1974. Steve as a player for the late lamented Spirits of St. Louis, and I as their boy announcer, and that is a frightening pair of photographs.
Yeah,
absolutely frightening.
I was in the Revolution. I'm going to pose for this photo session, and then we will look a lot happier and a lot better.
You know, it's all chronicled right here. They talk about the Jordan rules. This book was caused something of a stir a year ago by Terry Pluto, Loose Balls, about the history of the late, great American Basketball Association, and that truly was wild, and the Spirits were a part of it.
32%. That's what that graphic is telling us about McHale, Parrish, Bird, Shaw, and Bagley. A unit that needs to be more competitive, and when you shoot that way with 5 of your key players, you're going to be down big on the scoreboard.
I wonder if Gerald Go-Go-Goban and Laverne Jelly Tart are watching on this Christmas night.
They're still fans. They have worn this particular guy out in the second half with Grant down on the post, feeding other players.
Hodges with his second consecutive three. 102 to 75.
Hodges is a great shooter with a lead, and we're seeing it now. There's no pressure on him, no pressure on Bird. He finally knocks one down.
Now you've got to ask yourself, if regular season games are a true indicator, you're looking at the Bulls having blown the Celtics out at Boston Garden, doing what they please with them here. You got to wonder if anybody is truly going to make it difficult on the Bulls in the East.
Cleveland. The Cleveland Cavaliers perhaps have the best chance of really getting into the Chicago Bulls. They've got a great front line, and if Price stays healthy, and you can see that Jackson and John Bach, they're celebrating Christmas already. Easy win tonight. Then, yes, there's a challenger out there for them. And, of course, we've always got to be wary of injuries. And should Jordan or Pippen suffer some sort of injury that would take them out at a key time, they could really suffer.
Right now, no team has asserted itself in the West. Portland is out of sync. Phoenix, after a very slow start, has won 11 of 12, and they've got a favorable stretch in the schedule coming up. A lot of home games against weak opposition. Utah's played an inordinate number of road games, and now they're coming home for a while. They might be on the verge of making a move. Rod Strickland's back with San Antonio, but as of yet, nobody has truly asserted themselves at last year's Laker or Portland level out of the West. And the Bulls are so clearly the best team in the East and in the league overall that right now, if the playoffs were to start right now, they would be a prohibitive favorite.
They would have to be, and that's the same position that Portland was in, but they saw the season close up on them. The Bulls only finished 2 games behind them in terms of best record. The Lakers chased them pretty hard, so there are going to be some teams that are going to emerge and challenge the Bulls. And right now, the Bulls have what champions have. They have arrogance, they have swagger. They believe that they can win any time, under any conditions, and they're proving it tonight.
1 of 2 for Bagley. Just under 9 minutes to play in the game, the outcome of which is a foregone conclusion.
Now, the Boston Celtics, when they were great, they used to misuse opponents the same way they're being misused tonight. They know that they're the challenger now, and they're on their last leg in terms of getting back to a championship round.
Regard the Knicks at this point. They've got the second best record in the league now at 17-7. The Bulls are going to be 21-4 after tonight.
I think the Knicks are a huge surprise. Riley, we got to tip our hat to him, has done an outstanding job of making them competitive early. They've got a road, a schedule ahead of them that could certainly impact them, but they believe in themselves. They've got players contributing, and that makes a big difference. When you don't believe and you're not winning, it's tough to go out night after night and give a maximum effort.
Jordan's got 14 after that basket. Overshot by Lewis, and a foul off the rebound. The thing you ask yourself about the Knicks, and really the two leading Coach of the Year candidates might be a former Laker coach and the present Laker coach, considering what Dunleavy has done with Magic's retirement and the injury to Divac, and what Riley has done early in turning the Knicks around. But you do have to ask yourself about the Knicks. Whatever success they have in the regular season, as Grant blocks that one out of bounds, they do have a basic core of players untested deep into the playoffs.
They've had a tough time making it deep into the playoffs, but to get to that position and be playing well, that could help them. And of course, with Ewing at the top of his game, he's going to make some opponents adjust to him. Lewis can't get it done.
Hansen tried to save it, but it's out off the Bulls. You know, last year, that very thing was a problem for the younger Celtics. Of course, the front line has seen it all, and they've won a number of championships. But the guys like D. Brown, Brian Shaw, Kevin Gamble, Reggie Lewis, they were not as playoff tested. And it showed. Jordan stole it away.
Play becomes more conservative and tentative in the playoffs. Jordan inside the Grant, trying to mop up, and that's the reason that young players struggle so much. And you've got to make smart, intelligent plays, and the closer you get to a championship, the more likely you are to see young players make mistakes.
A reminder that on Sunday, we're back with NFL Live at 3:30 Eastern Time, and at 4 Eastern, the kickoff from the Astrodome, the Oilers against the Jets. Oilers squandered a chance for a bye and home field advantage beyond the wild card game by losing last Saturday to the Giants, so the Jets managed to make the playoffs at 8-8.
Do the Jets have momentum coming in off of that win against the Dolphins?
Go into that house of pain, as Jerry Glanville used to call it. That shuts that momentum off pretty quickly, usually. Philadelphia did manage to win there on a Monday night. Grant now continues his excellent night. 17 points, 12 rebounds, half of them on the offensive board, and 3 blocks. Gamble over Hansen. Jordan the rebound. Up by 27. Here come the Bulls. Michael had it knocked away, and he was fouled.
Personal foul, 44, Rick Fox.
It was after a woeful performance against the Lakers when he shot 6 for 20 that Michael Jordan admitted that he'd lost a bit of confidence in himself. Watch this. A missed dunk on the breakaway. You see Michael Jordan miss a dunk. It's kind of like hearing Pavarotti hit a sour note. There's just something not right about it.
It doesn't happen very often.
With Livingston in the lineup for Horace.
Well, make of this what you will. He might wind up with a season low, and they are blowing the Celtics out of the building, up by 29.
They've had some huge contribution. A big start by Pippen, and then they got big energy from Armstrong. Horace Grant has had a big third quarter. They've continued to find somebody to keep the rhythm and the momentum of the game going, and they continue to apply the defensive pressure to the Celtics. Every shot that Boston is taking is being contested.
Soft touch by Joe Klein. He's got 4. Purdue makes the move, but can't get the shot to fall. Fights for it, and that one's in there. Look at Purdue. He's enjoying his Christmas.
Jackson said he was playing better in short minutes, but he's got long minutes tonight. He's played well. Bird can't catch.
Gamble out of the pack with it. Fox for 3.
See, Boston is primarily now a perimeter team. They're not getting anything inside. They don't have any ball movement, any player movement, and it's freewheeling for Hodges and the Bulls.
His third three-pointer of this period. 114-82. Shaw misses. Purdue sends it back the other way. From Livingston, and Bobby Hansen can't hit. Parrish and McHale both on the bench. Bird still in there. Gamble off. Fox over Jordan's back for the foul. Timeout with 5:39 left. Just playing out the string in Chicago.
For those of you looking for the big taste of Miller Genuine Draft, in a light beer, we proudly present Cold Filtered Miller Genuine Draft Light. Also available in 12-ounce sizes.
Car is this?
A Sentra.
Would you consider selling it?
No.
Would you sell it for $150,000? Okay, $250.
$250, sir, your change.
The Nissan Sentra GXE. Because rich guys shouldn't have all the fun.
After my accident, they advanced my insurance benefits and built me a ramp and got me back on my feet.
People really care. It meant a lot to us.
It was the global telecommunications link-up they built. Saved the negotiation.
We built this business to build your dreams.
The Jets. The Oilers. The AFC wildcard game. Sunday.
As the Bulls pour it on here, 114-82, with just over 5.5 left. Look at some comparative stats, Snapper.
Pippen and Grant have been outstanding tonight, and they've been dominant on the front line. And the Boston Celtics, they've had a history of having a great front line, but tonight they are being spanked. You see the efforts of Bird and McHale. They have struggled to get the ball up and down. McHale, no rebound, still trying to find his rhythm and really good balance on that foot.
Hodges from Purdue. Hodges finally misses one.
Because it was a two, Bob.
Yeah, he had hit 3 consecutive ones from beyond the three-point arc. The rookie Mark Randall out of Kansas is in the game, number 52 for the Bulls. We have seen precious little action this year.
Stojko Brankovic is also in the ball game for the Celtics.
There's the Yugoslavian with the ball over his head. Fox, a two-pointer. Gamble sandwiched by Hansen and Purdue, and foul on the play. Hansen picks up the personal.
The scoring trend for the NBA, it's coming down, but not for the Chicago Bulls. They're racing away with things right now, averaging 111, and they've been a team that's done it with their defense. Brankovic misses that shot, then travels on the miss. But they have forced teams to play the kind of ball that they want. They've squeezed them out of the high percentage shot, made them perimeter teams run on those misses, force turnovers, and run out of those, and you see the difference in this ball game tonight.
Purdue, a running left-handed hook, and Brankovic fouled it. This is the 9th game out of 26 for the Celtics in which Brankovic has appeared.
But the Celtics looked at this game as kind of a watershed game, and whether they could be competitive, they've got to go back into the shed and come up with a retooled machine, because they have been beaten soundly in the first meeting in November, and now in December, another embarrassing loss, and we'll find out what happens the next time the teams meet.
And this will be their 4th road loss out of their last 5 games away from home. They're a 12-2 team at home. Really, the only team in the Eastern Conference that has a good road record is the Bulls. They're 10-2 on the road. They'll be 11-2 now at home. Cliff Livingston pulls it down. Mark Randall.
Crowd wants wants to see Randall get involved. He may not be a Bull much longer. Cartwright is going to come back. They've got to make a decision about either Randall or Hodges. They've already said they'd like to keep that championship team together. Hodges has a ring. Randall doesn't.
Pretty tough to get rid of a high draft choice, though. You know, you can fiddle a little bit with that injury list. They do it in all sports. When you want to warehouse somebody, you can do that.
They have a philosophy of no warehouse. So you get dusted and sent someplace else.
Scott Williams in. Will Perdue had a contribution tonight. Goes out. He had 13 points and 9 boards.
A solid game for Will Perdue. And, you know, Jackson was toying with the idea of who he would start. Started King, but came back and played Perdue the longer time tonight. And he has given him a good, solid effort.
Scott Williams blocked by Brankovic, and he recovers it. Shaw ahead to Fox.
The one thing about Fox, he is not bashful. He has aired it out several times tonight. Must have gone to McHale's school of passing.
And it ends a rancid stretch of 8 consecutive misses for Boston. They're down by 29, 115 to 86. 3.5 left.
Boston personal foul 11.
Stoico Brankovic picks up his second. What will the Yugoslavian Olympic squad look like?
They hope
the
that
Civil War there.
They hope that it will be the similar team that was so good in '88. And until they get that conflict over with, no one has any idea. But they have some of the tallest, most talented players internationally. You know, it was once feared the Russians, but the Yugoslavians are really the international power.
After the Williams free throws, it's 117 to 86. Shaw. Nice move as he cuts through the lane. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left.
When it counted, though, the Celtics could not get inside.
Every time Randall touches the ball, the fans holler for him to shoot it. Hodges, his 4th three, not that time. Shaw lost it out of bounds, and that's the way it's gone.
Chicago.
Bewilderment from Shaw, resignation from Ford.
Ford trucks, the best never is. Ford trucks.
First compact truck in America was an import, remember? Uh-huh. And then along came Ford Ranger. Now the best-selling compact pickup 5 years running. Ranger offers 4-liter power, push-button 4-wheel drive. Technology the imports can't match.
Mm-hmm.
So who sent who back to the drawing board this time?
More people are driving the best-built, best-selling American trucks than ever before.
Good luck up there today.
I don't need it.
What's wrong?
What if my diarrhea comes back?
Relax. You took my Imodium AD tablet.
Just one dose. I usually take the pink stuff 2 or 3 times.
Imodium AD is much better.
Imodium AD caplets are so effective, they often work in one dose. Instead of dose after dose after dose, like the pink stuff.
Hello? Hi, hon. I feel great.
Imodium AD for diarrhea, the choice for one-dose relief.
If your face were square, shaving would be simple. If your face were flat, any razor would do. But your face has curves. You need the revolutionary Schick Tracer, the first razor with a blade that flexes to trace every curve on your face. Compared to other razors, Tracer puts more of the blade edge against your skin. For real faces, just like yours. Tracer from Schick traces every curve on your face.
New Year's Day is Championship Wednesday on NBC Sports. The #1 Miami Hurricanes, seeking their 4th national title in 9 years, battle the Big 8 champion Cornhuskers of Nebraska. It's a primetime showdown that will determine the national championship. The Federal Express Orange Bowl, Championship Wednesday on NBC.
No empty seats in Chicago Stadium tonight. No different than any other night. 18-6-7-6, 203 consecutive sellouts. What has Michael Jordan meant? Look what they averaged the season before he arrived. 63-65. They'll win easily tonight with Jordan, apparently finished for the evening, scoring a season-low 15. Mark Randall trying to submit his first basket, but way off with it.
And Jordan is in the same position that Chamberlain was once in being so valuable in terms of league and status that, you know, they talk about the double standard, but there's obviously a reason for it. And I think most of the Bulls accept it.
Hodges lays it in. Let me correct Jordan's total. I was one too generous. He has 14. Prior to tonight, his season low was 16. This will be the 5th time this year he's been held under 20, and the Bulls will have won all 5 games.
Even the second unit of these Bulls are not letting the Boston Celtics get into anything they want. They wanted to set up a pick and roll. They never let Klein get to the spot out there to set the pick.
Well, when you think about it, even though it seemed like an agonizingly long wait, others went a lot longer before getting their first title. Others of Hall of Fame caliber, as you saw from that graphic.
Everybody doesn't get one of those. I mean, it's not like you put on the sneakers and shorts and you're entitled regardless of your greatness. A lot of great players have wished that they could be on championship teams.
How dominant are the Bulls? Well, counting tonight, they are 40-6 over their last 46 games, and that includes the heat of the playoffs. 40-6. Fox. Ball squirts loose, and Randall's got it. Brankovic blocks him again, but Mark will have a chance to score from the foul line as he got him with the body.
His third penalty.
Let's take a look back to the Miller play of the game. Watch Will Perdue, the no-look pass to Scottie Pippen, who scorches 3 defenders. Boom.
And that really typified the explosion in the third quarter of play. Good ball movement, good personnel movement.
In recognition of that play, Miller Genuine Draft donates $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund.
You see that ice down. They should have iced him down earlier in the ball game. And now Pippen is on the bench, wrapped up, knows that this one is over. They play the Atlanta Hawks tomorrow.
Randall couldn't get his name in the scorebook except with 2 misses. Joe Klein connects off the baseline. A minute 15, 119-92. Livingston, double pumped. Williams comes out of there with it. 10 on the shot clock. That's going to be a backcourt violation. Cliff had gone back on defense, and the Bulls were still working on the hoop.
Now, Scott Williams, after he passed the ball in the backcourt, looked at Phil Jackson. Jackson said, "Why are you looking at me?" There's no explanation for that play. Fox, the only guy airing it out really in green, getting it up and down, a lucky bounce. One that used to happen in Boston quite often.
Reminiscent of the one by Don Nelson that helped them win the title in '69. Under much less important circumstances here, the fans with one last thing to cheer about as Randall finally hits one. Inside a minute. Fox for 3.
Three-point field goal, Rick Fox.
And he's got 21 after the three-pointer. The Celtics were leading the league in field goal percentage coming in. They've shot 42% tonight. Randall thought he had the stroke. Shaw's pass broken up. Klein recovers it. Joe Klein. 121-99. Livingston for 3. Celts have a chance to crack the century mark. Gamble with the floater. Fox. Brankovic blocked by Livingston, and they hold him under 100. wrap it up from Chicago right after this.
Upper Deck takes you there.
For those of you looking for the big taste of Miller Genuine Draft, in a light beer, we proudly present cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft Light. Also available in 12-ounce sizes.
Look, we already make the world's best-selling trucks. But we made our 92 Ford full-size pickup even better with a new design, new interior, new instrument panel, new available power lumbar seats. But there's one thing that'll never change. It's still built Ford tough.
More people are driving the best-built, best-selling American trucks than ever before.
On Friday, January 17th, America finally sees what all the shouting is all about. Garth Brooks is coming to NBC.
A cup of holiday cheer for all the Bulls, including that young man, B.J. Armstrong, who had 18. Scottie Pippen led them all with 27. Look how young Armstrong looks. Looks like should be out sledding with his buddies on this Christmas night, huh? We'll be back with a final word right after this.
That was then. This is now. Odor prevention then. Odor prevention now. Introducing the pump deodorant from Old Spice. It beats the leading aerosol deodorant. Actually prevents odor better with a superior formula that's right on target. Unlike that messy cloud. Pump up your odor prevention with the Old Spice pump.
Our thanks to Tommy Roy, Andy Rosenberg, and the rest of the NBC crew who worked here on Christmas, Elliot Kalb and David Kahn, who helped us out. Neither the team matchup nor the individual matchup between Bird and Jordan really shaped up. Michael had 14, Larry held to 8. The Bulls win it easily, 121-99. Join us Sunday at 3:30 Eastern for NFL Live, followed by the AFC wildcard matchup, the Jets against the Oilers. Later tonight, following your late local news, The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, Late Night with David Letterman, and then John Mellencamp drops by on later. You know, I'm working too hard. I promised myself I'd never work for a living. It's getting to that point. Merry Christmas, Larry, despite tonight's score. For Steve Jones, I'm Bob Costas.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines. Comply the friendly skies.
The preceding has been a presentation of NBC Sports, network of the games of the 25th Olympiad.